We're in Dartmouth today, of all places, on a sunny day like today. So why not join us on our tour of Dartmouth, which you'll love, I know you will. Deb, where are we going today? What are we up to? Any ideas?
I have a few ideas of where I'd like to go.
Yeah,
I'd like to firstly go to the little garden area in Dartmouth, which is just in front of us, the Royal Avenue, is it? Royal
yeah,
Avenue Gardens, that's it. So we're going
that's
to
correct.
start off there, hence us doing our intro here. And then we'd like to go across to where all the boats are, maybe have a
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
along there.
yeah. We'll have a walk there. We'll have a walk along the estuary.
Estuary,
Yeah,
that's it. That's the word I was looking
yeah.
for. And I'd like to add in the castle as well, because there's a castle in Dartmouth.
I know it's a lovely castle. You'll really enjoy that. Um, Before that, though, I think we should go and see. There's a couple of surprises along the way, um, which I think people will be intrigued about. Have a wander around town, do you think?
Yeah, we'll probably finish off with a wander around town, and let's not forget I'd like to go to the harbour as well
The
quickly.
Marina,
The
yes,
marina, yeah,
yes, yeah,
that's it, yeah. So
yeah,
we'll hopefully add that in as well. So we'll see how time goes on us. But what a glorious day!
yeah.
So
We'll be able to show. We might be able to show a picture or a video of the Britannia Navy Academy, but we won't be able to get close to it. That's down by the marina anyway, so hopefully we'll be able to show you that. If not by inside, definitely a picture, because it's a working Navy Academy. So obviously you'd need security to get in there.
yeah, so if you're planning a visit to Dartmouth, then probably be good for you to watch our video, or if you just enjoy sitting at home watching lovely places, come along with us.
Yeah, so don't forget, if you could subscribe if you like these kind of videos, and hit the like button, because it all helps us to get it out to more and more people. And we hope you enjoy the walk with us today.
So here we are at the Royal Avenue Gardens. Aren't they pretty? I love all the flags out at the moment. And these gardens, in 1886, Queen Victoria visited Dartmouth. And in honour of her visit, a year later, the town built these gardens. And specifically, the three-tier fountain as a memory to her visit. So how lovely is that? And then beyond, you'll notice the lovely bandstand. And look how well preserved it is, because that's still in use today for special events, and during the summer months I think they have music playing up there. Isn't it lovely?
There's a lovely garden over here.
There's a war memorial garden within this as well, and I believe there's a few other little mini gardens within these gardens, which is lovely. But this one in particular is obviously to commemorate the British Legion.
Yeah, all the roses. Lovely gardens.
And then if we span to our right, look at that. Just in the distance you can see the harbour. How pretty.
Right, so we walk along the harbour.
Yes, let's do that.
So here we are at the harbour. Kingswear across the way. Everyone keeps their boats. There's the mouth of the river going out to sea at Dartmouth. And they have a regatta once a year, every August. So this place is just ram-packed with people and enthusiasts with the boats. Absolutely marvellous. We've picked a wonderful day today, haven't we, Deb?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Not too busy though, thankfully, because it is midweek.
Yes. So, Deb, let's go down to the Marina, which is at the furthest end, down by the Britannia Naval Academy.
Yes.
Should we have a wander down there?
Yeah, that would be lovely, especially on such a beautiful day. I don't know if you've spotted behind us yet, but as we're walking along this promenade, there's little huts um, on our left-hand side, and they're all to do with boat hire. So
Oh,
there's all sorts of boat trips you can do. You can get on a paddle steamer, you can do a round robin trip. You can even combine some of these boat trips with the lovely steam railway train as well, which comes into Kingswear across the water. We've done that before, haven't we?
oh, it's magical
Yeah.
because being on a steam train these days, it's very hard to find something that you could do so easily.
Yeah, it's very rare and it's so quaint
Where's
and
that started? Was it
gorgeous.
Paynton?
Yes, we started our journey from Paynton and ended up in Kingswear and came across the water to Dartmouth. So that's how I know you can do a steam train trip and combine it with a boat trip from Dartmouth.
Yeah, if you
So
look behind us, that's basically Kingswear, and over there is the train station and the ferry crossing over to Dartmouth.
definitely recommend it.
We've just got the South Dartmouth ferry coming in. So you can see people are waiting and people are parked up at the car placed there to get on the ferry opposite the floating bridge pub. That's going out towards sea up the estuary. This is Dartmouth Marina Hotel, Spa and Yacht Harbour. Yeah. As you can see, the ferry goes across the estuary to the other side, where there's cars already waiting on the other side to come across. Now we're going down to the marina. So this is Dartmouth Marina. Lovely, peaceful place. Lovely place to sit. And this is for Dartmouth Marina berth only holders. Ah, look, the embankment. It's probably the only train station that hasn't got a train track that actually arrives to it. They built the train station before the track, and it was supposed to come across over the bridge
From
from
Kingswear,
Kingswear. Yes. So as you can see now, this is the ferry where you come across on the ferry. But it must be the only place that I've ever heard of that's actually got a train station built where no trains go to.
and I believe it's now a cafe.
Yeah.
Looks like people have boarded the ferry there, ready to go off on a trip somewhere up the river.
Yeah, I think it's the river tour, isn't it?
Yeah, they obviously they do lots of different ones, and some are an hour and a half. I think some are a little bit shorter. I think they go up to top next, one of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think one of them is. It's quite a long way, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you can see over there is the ferry, the car ferry that comes across, and there's a passenger ferry right next to it as well.
Yes, which I believe is quite handy for a lot of the locals who are commuting back and forth
Yes.
for work. I think the queues can be quite long though during the peak hours.
Yes. Yeah, it can be fun, but it's quite a nice trip. We've been on it ourselves, and it seems quite efficient.
And I don't think it's very expensive either, is it?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe we'll find out when we go around the corner and we'll see if we can see any prices on it. And then if you look out towards the end of the river, we're coming to the mouth of the estuary. Be nice to have a wander up there, see what's up there. I think there's a couple of castles up there, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Right round the corner, there's Dartmouth Castle and Kingswear Castle. So yes, it'd be nice to have an explore up there.
And wasn't it something about they had a chain or something that they would pull from one castle to the other to stop ships coming in?
Yes, that was their protection. They had a big chain that went from one castle to the other.
Ah, look, ferry's leaving now. From
Yes, the car ferry.
Dartmouth over to Kingswear.
Surprising how they've never built a bridge here, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's obviously why they never put a train line across.
Yeah. I don't think they could get permission.
Is that what it was?
For some reason, yes. I mean, it is very beautiful though, isn't it?
Oh, it's stunning.
Picture perfect. And there's the harbour office. Piece of artwork there.
So here we are, where people are queuing up to go on the ferry, car ferry. Because there is a passenger ferry as well as a car ferry. And here are the prices.
And just look in front of us, Patrick.
Yeah.
Look at this old Georgian building. There's quite a few of them in Dartmouth, I think.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it beautiful?
Bayards Cove Inn.
Lovely place to stop and get a drink and snack. I think Dartmouth has quite a few little cobbled, narrow streets, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very quirky. It's
Makes
very,
it quaint.
very English.
English seaside.
Yes. Some cannons.
Yeah, because this was obviously needed to be heavily defended.
Well, I believe it was with the naval base and everything. It was a major port.
Yes.
At one time. So it would have been well defended.
Some original cobbles on the floor here as well, which is a really nice feature.
Yeah, they look like they've been there forever.
Not the easiest to walk on, so sensible shoes needed. But how pretty is that?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Definitely worth a day out. And on the Devon coastline. And I think Kingswear is quite beautiful, isn't it, from here?
I think it's a lot smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's much going on over there. But that's where the train would come in. If you did decide to come by train. Train station is over there. And then you would just get the passenger ferry from there over to Dartmouth.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on in Dartmouth, I think.
Yes.
for tourists.
Someone just coming in from the sea.
And just at the end of these cobbles here is the artillery, I believe, that was built after the castles as a big defence, an additional defence for the port.
Right, let's go and see if we can get in there. Looks like they're doing some work here at the moment.
Baynard's Cove Fort. 16th century it was built. Contained heavy guns to protect the town from enemy ships, trading rivals and pirates. It was the last line of defence for the town, which was also protected by an iron chain across the estuary, which we mentioned earlier, and guns at Dartmouth and Kingswear castles at the river mouth.
Let's go and have a look, shall we?
Yeah.
After you.
It's not very big, actually.
No, I suppose it's just because it was for defence, that's all.
Yeah, well, just for heavy guns.
Yeah.
Which clearly what all of these holes are for.
Yeah, let's see what they would have seen.
Although if you was one of the, what would you call them? A man, you know, firing the gun.
Yeah.
Not a bad view out that little archway.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like. Wow, that is some view, Debbie.
Oh, lovely.
Not a bad way to earn a living. Sitting here, just in case someone turns up.
Yeah, as long as nobody did turn up, then I don't think it would be such a good work day. Oh, here's the information. Oh, wow. They're a lot smaller than I thought they'd be, these guns.
They are, aren't they? I expected them to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, compared to the size of the archway.
Yes. What's through here? Let's see if there's anything through here. Right, we're just heading up towards the castles. And that's Dartmouth Castle. Well, hopefully, anyway. We believe it's this way.
Yes, I did read online that follow the signs, and I haven't seen any signs.
No, not a sign. Not
So
a
we're
sign
basically
anywhere.
following our instincts.
And other people.
And I'm sure I read that there's a cafe there, which would be quite nice because it's getting quite hot now.
And to be fair, it is quite a hike, isn't it? You'd have to be reasonably fit.
Yes, well, it's an uphill climb, isn't it? And again, sensible shoes.
Yes.
This is a very pretty walk going to the castle.
It's stunning.
Isn't it? To our
Absolutely
left.
Stunning.
Look at that.
Oh, it's definitely worth the walk, isn't it?
Oh,
Just for that view.
Yeah, on a dry day, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I think we're probably only, well, maybe not even halfway there yet.
Yeah.
But yes, we've come into a very pretty section with some houses that probably cost a pretty penny too.
Yes, especially those ones that are on front line.
Yes. Imagine having dinner there every evening with a glass of wine. Lush.
Wow, so finally, Deb, we're here. Well, I hope we are. It looks like it.
Definitely we're here.
Is this
Wonder
the
if...
church?
Oh, yes, actually, it does look a bit churchy.
Is the castle in front of it? Let's see.
Yeah, welcome to St. Patrick Church.
No, Petrox.
Oh, Petrox. Shows my eyesight.
Oh. For once, I'm the one who's not being caught on their spelling. Or their reading, I should say.
Well, it's more eyesight than reading.
Ah, see, so it's up that way to the castle, I think. Is that the castle there? We shall find out.
Yeah, I think we can get to it this way, it looks like, through that little archway. How lovely that they had a little church.
Yeah.
Right next to the castle. And these stunning views. How lucky was that vicar? Or number of vicars who were there.
Yes. (1867). 1869.
Ah, so this is
No,
the...
it isn't. 1867.
Yeah, 67 again. Up the steps? Yeah, it's no entry down there.
Yeah. Again, look at that. It just keeps giving, Dartmouth. Every step we take, we go around the corner and it just seems to give even more. Definitely worth a day out. Nice big cannon being cleaned there, pointing out to sea. Looks like this is the calf.
Which is a lovely little pit stop, isn't it?
Isn't it? And another little cove.
Gorgeous.
So that's the castle, an entrance. And that's the calf. The calf doesn't look too bad either.
No. And I think over there, Patrick, is that the Kingswear Castle where the train went across.
Oh yes.
For the defence.
Yes, so that's the other castle across the mouth of the estuary, where the chain used to be raised from Dartmouth to Kingswear. Like you said, Debbie, this could be the Mediterranean. When the sun's out, England is so beautiful.
Yes.
We're lucky to have the seasons and the beauty in the countryside all matched with the coastal walks and lovely history.
So here we are at the entrance to Dartmouth Castle and the little gift shop. Let's have a look inside and find out how much entry is. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, look at these lovely little trinkets. Nice souvenirs, aren't they?
They're
if you
beautiful.
visit for the day. Yeah. And they look quite reasonably priced, actually. Lovely.
Special offer.
Ah,
Buy 4, 5th free. 75p for postcards.
not bad. We would like entry for 2 people, please. How much is it?
As of today, the entry is £12 per adult.
Perfect. Okay, we'll take 2. Thank you.
So it obviously differs throughout the year, does it? The price?
Yes, yes, it does. Throughout the year, it changes.
Excellent.
Through seasons. Is it seasonal prices?
And they do. There's 2 different sorts of prices for times of the week as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll put a list of the pricing at the end of the video.
Oh, do you have a website? It'd probably be good to just put a link to the website.
Yeah.
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 What a lovely view out to sea. You can see a yacht coming into harbour, coming into the mouth of the estuary. And this used to be where a big gun would be. There was no glass here. It wasn't a reception to the entrance. It was basically a gun turret. So guys would be manning this area just in case any unwanted guests arrived.
So we've got our guidebook.
How much was that?
£4.50.
That's not bad, is it?
No.
It looks a well put together guidebook.
Yes. It looks very good quality and lots of nice pictures. Okay, so we're going into the guard room. Oh, murder holes.
Oh dear.
It's a bit gruesome.
Sounds intriguing.
In wartime, soldiers in the guard room kept a 24-hour watch. The walls have openings called loopholes, and the floor has circular murder holes which lie directly above the main entrance. The guards could fire rifles through them on the enemy below.
Ah, so if they're being attacked,
They could shoot
they could
from the floor
shoot down.
and out of the wall.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this goes round in a circle. And I'm guessing this is a model of the castle.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the gun house, which is the blue circular bit in the middle, the tower, and that was added in 1940 during the Second World War. In the middle, the pink, with another tower there, is a lighthouse. And that was completed in 1857. Right, we're back out to the murder holes. And now we've got some very dodgy steps to go down.
Okay.
Really old, windy ones. A bit like they had at Exeter Cathedral. So be super careful coming down. So this is the room called the gun casemates.
Those cannons.
Where there's some pretty big cannons. The
Pointing out to
sinker. This one is called the ship sinker.
So there was a few people that manned it, wasn't there? By the looks of it.
Wow. It was made in the period 1787 to 1820 and similar to those used at Dartmouth during the war with France in 1793. The 24-pounder gun, meaning it fired solid iron shot cannonball that weighed 24 pounds or 10.88 kilos. Wow.
That was big enough to break through the oak panelling on the boats.
Oh, and there is more than one of them.
Yeah.
Look, there's two more. And I wonder what this is on the floor, look.
I would have thought that at some stage there would have been a gun here and a platform so you could move the platform around to wherever you're aiming at. I would have thought. As a guess.
Yeah, good guess. Good guess. You want me?
So as we were talking about earlier, this bar that goes around was actually a track that the guns would run on, so they could move the guns around to aim at the targets.
So they had both power and accuracy.
Yes. Very interesting. So they had a walk here, which is absolutely stunning. And we have the Church of St. Petrox in front of us. Apparently St. Petrox arrived in Dartmouth and they started worshipping on this site in about the 6th century, which is quite amazing. I don't believe there was a church built here till about the 12th, was it, Deb?
I thought you said the 14th. Oh
It's
no,
the 14th, was it?
when the castle was built, which was that? Which was the 16th century, maybe?
Yes, I think that's where
Yes.
this one was built.
But like you said, it's always been a place of worship because of St. Petrox landing in the 6th century.
So now we're going round to the gun tower, and this gun tower would have a chain which would go all the way across the estuary mouth there, Kingswear Castle, as you can see in the distance. That's it.
We definitely picked the best day to come.
Didn't
This
we?
is glorious.
Isn't it stunning?
Look at that. More cannons again. Definitely a defence castle, this, wasn't it?
Yes. Which doesn't surprise me, considering you've got the British Britannia Navy College here as well now, which is obviously a fort or something at some stage. Right, let's go in, shall we? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
After you, Deb.
Working together, guns and chain. The tower's deadly guns. Oh, more film, more sound.
There seems to be
A projector.
a cinematic projection on the wall. I don't know how clear it is to you guys.
Oh, there's the train coming up. Could you see it?
So what they're doing, I don't know if you can see it that clearly, is that they're pulling the chain up to let
Last minute by the looks of it.
a ship in.
Ready?
Oh no, they've pulled it up to stop them arriving.
So to keep them in place.
So they could fire arrows at them by the looks of it. That's it, the ship has hit the chain.
And now the cannons come
for
out.
The cannons.
Very clever for primitive times.
They sailed off because they knew they couldn't attack. How cool's that?
That was
I
pretty
don't know
cool.
if you'll be able to see that on the video, to be fair, because it wasn't that clear for us.
Still interesting though.
It was interesting.
I don't think there would have been many luxuries in this castle by the looks of it.
Do we go up or do we go down?
Oh, should we go up first?
Okay.
Just more guns. This whole place is just guns, guns, guns.
Ah,
A selection of different helmets throughout the times here.
very interesting. I definitely think it's more of a man's thing. What do you think? It's a one for the women as well?
Well, I'm a woman and I'm finding it quite interesting.
Cool. View into the estuary. Into Dartmouth even.
And there's a little archway over here going up even further. Beware, low headroom at top of stairs.
We go and have a look.
Do you feel you'll be safe up there?
We'll soon find out.
You're coming down. Oh, somebody's coming down. It's a bit uneven, so be careful. But what a view. You see up into Dartmouth. Lovely.
So definitely mind your head getting in and out of here. And as for these stairs, I mean, it is fun. So you've definitely got to be able to be active to get up and down those steps.
Or incredibly small.
Yes. So let's see what it's like trying to get down the stairs. See if I can manage it.
It might be funny or it might be scary.
It might be. To be fair, it's a lot easier going down.
But you've got to
you've
go
got
down
to-
backwards now.
Yeah, you've got to be careful though. These steps are so small and so steep. It's like climbing a ladder. Right, this will be funny. Shall I try and get out again? Try and climb out.
Yeah, we didn't film it first time, so
Oh.
we'll do it for you now.
This will be funny. Jeepers. Oh, it's like a middle-aged man trying to climb out of a Lamborghini. Right, let's go downstairs, see what's down here. The steps are a lot better.
So, shall we guess what's in this section?
Again, it's where we looked over and watched that screen. It's the tower's deadly guns, which, as you said, we thought was very small. That's Dartmouth Castle. To me, it wasn't really worth it. You? I felt it was it was a lot of money for what it was.
Yes, it was definitely overpriced because there isn't an awful lot to see, to be fair. Well, as you've seen on the video,
It is stunning.
it's beautiful, and I'm glad we did it. But
Yes.
was it value for money? That's what we have to ask ourselves.
I don't think it's too bad for a couple like us, but if you were a family, I mean, that's a lot of money
It
just to
would be.
wander around. And I would be very cautious letting my kids go up and down some of those steps.
Yes, yes.
We met an elderly couple who tried coming down the steps, and they had some fun, didn't we? We had to wait quite a while.
Yes, yeah, it's not the easiest to navigate, sadly. But I suppose, you know, it was built way back, and it's had its purpose, and it was just to defend this beautiful town of Dartmouth, you know, and the UK. So I see it's fit for purpose, but to actually come and visit, it doesn't take you very long to walk around, does it? So
No.
when you think about value for money, yeah, you have to question it, really. I would be glad just to watch this video, to be honest.
Yeah, so
to
would
get
I.
a feel for it.
I mean, obviously, like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what we're doing. We'd appreciate the backup, the likes from yourselves to show that we're doing something that people enjoy. Shall we go into town now? Shall we go
Yes.
down to Dartmouth town?
Well, we'll
and
head
show
into
you
the
around-
town.
Show you around the town.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah?
Let's do it. So we're back down in the town centre. An array of shops. Here's the Compass books. I think there's quite a few art type gallery shops.
We had some nice cake in there once.
We did have some nice cake in there once with our granddaughter.
Yes, and didn't they do good celiac?
Yes. And there's another good place for celiac, Rockfish. They've actually got two restaurants here. There's that one and one on the seafront. Or on the, it's not the sea, is it? Is it the sea? The estuary.
Well, it's the estuary.
Yeah.
It is the sea, more or less.
Lovely, look. Clotted cream, Dartmouth ice cream. Plenty of treats here in the town for you. I think there's quite a few tea shops as well, isn't there? Where you can get cakes and cream teas. And
oh yes, there's plenty of places to eat and drink.
Dartmouth Yacht Club, paddle sports. Some more shops along there. Fish and chips again.
There's an array of shops, isn't there, throughout Dartmouth?
There is.
It's a lovely place to wander around.
Or you can waste many a good few hours here, I think. Between the harbour, enjoying the estuary. And the kids love crabbing at the seaside. Well, at the edge of the harbour. With their buckets in the summer. And look at that glorious building.
It's stunning, isn't it?
So unusual.
A lot of the properties, to my knowledge, are actually owned by Dartmouth Council. And they let them out. Or is it a trust? It might be a trust, actually. I can't remember. We did speak to someone once about it. And I believe it was either Dartmouth Trust or Dartmouth Council that actually own a lot of the properties. So the most you can get as a rule in the town centre is leases.
Oh, wow. Do you know what is a bit disappointing, though? Is that they let cars and everything down here. Now, I do understand that these shops need deliveries, etc., and collections, but it's much nicer when it's all pedestrianised and you haven't got all the trucks and the vans in the way.
So, we come to an end of our walk around Dartmouth and the castle. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Absolute glorious day, wasn't it, Deb?
Oh, it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah, so we hope you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Yeah, if you'd like to see more of us, please subscribe. The other thing we're all about is charity. And to be honest with you, we'd like to dedicate this one to cancer research, if that's okay with you guys. And if you'd like to donate at all, we should put a link below. Does that sound good, Deb?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think with all of our videos, we're trying as much as possible to, if we go to a specific venue, ask the venue if they have a charity of choice. Obviously, we didn't do that today because we were out and about in public. So we've chosen a charity for today because our ethos is definitely about giving.
Definitely.
Rather than taking. So, yeah. Feel free to click on the link below and just give what you can. Every little bit counts.
Definitely. So, is it a thumbs up from you, Deb, for today?
Oh, it's definitely a thumbs up. Even though we mentioned in the video that we felt that the castle was maybe not great value for money, in hindsight
I'm glad
really,
we paid for it.
And I'm really glad we did it.
Yes.
So... yeah, maybe I'm starting to change my mind about that. I don't know. But yes, it was all very lovely and great for me. And it was just the weather was glorious. And that made all of the views and the walk to the castle so much more amazing for me.
Definitely. One thing I would say, getting up to the castle, it was a fair way for a walk.
Yes.
And it'd either be a really slow walk for someone, especially of our age and above, unless you're really fit, you know, obviously like me. But you could park up that way.
Well, I'm not sure if we were allowed to park or if that was just the workers' cars up there. But you could definitely, if you had maybe somebody who didn't have great mobility, you could definitely drop them off up there, and then maybe take the car and walk back up yourself, and just leave them in the cafe having a coffee or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wouldn't like to say that you can park up the top,
Yeah,
because
just in
I'm
case.
not
Because
convinced.
we didn't, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's a big thumbs up for me today. I loved it. I really enjoyed today. We look forward to seeing you in our next video and our next adventure as you come along with us. So,
Yes.
bye for now.
Bye for now.